What's going on, everybody? John Staber here with Dental Cast Productions, and very excited and honored to be working together with Patient Prism and Dykema here at Dykema's 6th annual DSO conference. A lot of exciting things going on, and all morning Amal from Patient Prism has been spending time with so many of the great guests here, having them share the conference and all of that. So our next guest, I've got Brent Little from Odyssey Wealth Management with us, who's going to talk about some very, very exciting, and I would consider them very important things, Brent, when it comes to the growth of the DSO space and how your company is really helping these professionals manage their wealth. Yeah. So yeah, let's talk a little bit about the time you've been doing this and really kind of your passion for managing the wealth in this space.
Yeah, actually, I grew up in a dental family. My dad was an endodontist.
Okay.
I went to school at Nebraska, University of Nebraska, did all the pre-dental courses.
Okay.
Didn't like it.
Right.
So I came down to TCU and ended up getting my master's in tax. Went into being a financial planner at PricewaterhouseCoopers and just kind of went from there.
Okay.
The dental field's interesting. It's more the entrepreneurship side of it.
Right.
And there's just so many things you can do from a tax perspective, a state perspective, for business owners that's a little bit tougher to do for, say, just individual W-2 employees.
Right.
So,
yeah.
I hope that answers.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think, one of the things I wanted to ask you is, as a lot of this space is growing and more individuals are owning DSOs and doing a lot of things, is that you and I were talking a little bit before the podcast that what you do, what you really focus on is taking a lot of the complexity and making it simple, especially because in a lot of their situations, there is a lot of complexity.
There's a lot of moving parts. And the tough thing is they're so focused on running the DSO, trying to get, the EBITDA up, get the valuation up for a potential sale.
Right.
That a lot of times they kind of forget about the personal selves, about, okay, what do we need to be doing for ourselves to be aligning ourselves for when that sale happens?
Sure.
And so what we can help them do is look at, okay, this is what it's going to look like beforehand. What can we do prior to the sale to meet certain objectives, whether it's lifestyle, gifting, philanthropy, generational stuff.
Right.
And how can we put it in a way that they understand it?
Yes.
Because we have all these complicated moving parts. We got to get into a way they understand it, otherwise you're never going to follow it.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting that you bring up the planning before versus waiting for the actual exit or the sale. And like you were telling me, a lot of the things that you can do ahead of time, that with that knowledge, that planning knowledge ahead of time, could really make a difference once they realize that additional capital, from a sale or what have you.
Yeah, and it's human nature. Well, I mean, in their mind, they're thinking, I haven't sold the business yet. I don't have this pile of money to work with.
Right.
So why do I want to go bug the planner?
Right.
But there are so many things we can do pre-sale.
Sure.
That there are still something we can do after the sale. They just won't have the same net effect.
Right.
So we can save them millions of dollars and make sure that more goes to either their next generation, to themselves, to charity, versus to the government.
Sure.
So, but the thing is, we have to do that prior to the sale. So while they're doing the sales process, we should also be doing the personal process.
Right.
And all it is, again, there's so many moving parts. We just want to make sure we're accomplishing what they want accomplished, and them being able to keep the most of what they get.
Yeah. So I'm curious, when you have the opportunity to sit down with either a new client, potential client, or someone that starts to work with you, and they do realize the importance of planning ahead of time, what are some of their thoughts? What's their concerns? Things that they come to you with, especially if this is maybe the first time they've been down this path. They're going to have the opportunity to come into this wealth. And what are some of the things they share with you that are on their mind?
Funny thing is, it doesn't matter how much a client has. If they have $5 million or $500 million, we all have similar things. We want to make sure, do we have enough to support ourselves through our lifetime and a lifestyle that we can do? Most of the time, helping the next generations. Can we help our kids or our grandkids in a way that helps them but doesn't, get them dependent?
Sure.
So that's a big issue.
Sure.
How can we prevent the boomerang child? They go to school, they come back. It's like, that's probably one of our clients' biggest, risk to their retirement is the boomerang child.
Sure.
And so for them, it's more of, I don't think they've ever seen all the pieces put together.
Right.
They know they have a good amount of net worth.
Sure.
They don't know what it looks like.
Right.
Typically, one spouse knows more than the other spouse.
Yeah.
So by going through that initial meeting, you see, okay, this is what we have. This is what we're capable of doing. This is how we can help other people. Oh, and at the end, it all works the way they want to.
Yeah.
So just it aligns everything, and it's making sure everything's being done.
Yeah.
Because we've seen so many times all these great entities set up, but then they leave the attorney and it was never funded.
Right.
And it's like,
Yeah.
you got to make sure it's done and follow through and continue.
Yeah, I love that. I think, like you said, I think that planning ahead of time is so important. So, love to have you let everybody know more about Odyssey Wealth Management, how they can find you, contact you, all that good stuff.
Sure. Again, my name is Brent Little from Odyssey Wealth. Our website's odysseywealth.com. We're headquarters in Plano, Texas, and more than happy to sit down and just learn a little bit more what you're looking for and see if we can be of assistance.
Excellent. Well, thanks so much, Brent. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.